Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Solo Sikoa sends a message after confronting Paul Heyman on WWE SmackDown. Roman Reigns won't be happy. Solo Sikoa has sent a bold message after his memorable interaction with Paul Heyman on the latest of the WWE SmackDown. He predicted he would walk out as the OTC after his tribal combat match against Roman Reigns on the upcoming episode of Raw on Netflix. Though Reigns did not appear on the Friday night show, his special counsel showed up to address the fans. However, he was quickly interrupted by the leader of the Bloodline, with the crowd raining down boos on him. Solo Sikoa asked the Wiseman to be in possession of the Eula Fala during the tribal combat match. He further demanded Heyman to put the Eula Fala around his neck after he defeats Reigns and acknowledge him as his tribal chief. WWE has now released backstage footage of Solo Sikoa following the segment on its Instagram account. In it, he walks to the back and boldly proclaims that he will emerge victorious on Raw. On the latest episode of Brodown on Sportskeeda's Backstage Pass, Vince Russo shared his disappointment over Roman Reigns skipping SmackDown. Russo argued that it made no sense for the promotion's biggest star to miss a show ahead of such a massive shift in WWE's landscape with its move to Netflix. It's safe to say that both Reigns and Sikoa would bring their A-game during the tribal combat match on Raw, in what promises to be another noteworthy chapter in the long-running Bloodline saga. In the evolving landscape of WWE, few storylines carry as much weight and anticipation as those involving the Bloodline. The intricate dynamics between its members, spearheaded by the enigmatic Roman Reigns, have been a central narrative on SmackDown. In a shocking turn of events, Solo Sikoa, the silent but deadly enforcer of the group, confronted Paul Heyman, the manipulative strategist behind Reigns' dominance. This confrontation sent shockwaves through the WWE Universe, signaling potential fractures within the faction. As the dust settles, one thing is clear: Roman Reigns won't be happy. The Bloodline has always thrived on a delicate balance of power and loyalty. Roman Reigns, as the self-proclaimed tribal chief, commands respect and obedience from his family. Paul Heyman, ever the cunning advisor, has been instrumental in orchestrating Reigns' rise and maintaining his control over the faction. However, Solo Sikoa, often a stoic presence, has started to show signs of dissent. In recent weeks, subtle cracks in the Bloodline's foundation have become evident. Sikoa's expressions during Reigns' proclamations, his hesitations during key moments, and his visible frustration have not gone unnoticed. The tension came to a head on a recent episode of SmackDown when Sikoa, after a successful but grueling tag match, approached Heyman backstage. The confrontation was unexpected, leaving the WWE Universe buzzing with speculation. As the camera panned to a dimly lit backstage area, Paul Heyman was seen speaking on his phone, likely discussing strategies for Reigns' next big match. Enter Solo Sikoa, his presence alone enough to make Heyman pause. The tension was palpable as Sikoa stared down Heyman, his silence more threatening than any words could be. "Paul," Sikoa finally spoke, his voice low and measured. "I've done everything asked of me. I've fought every fight, stood in every shadow. But now, it's time I step out of it." Heyman, visibly taken aback, tried to maintain his composure. "Solo, everything we do is for the family, for the good of the Bloodline." Sikoa's eyes narrowed. For the family? Or for Roman? The implication was clear. Sikoa was no longer content playing the role of the silent enforcer. He was ready to claim his own identity, his own legacy. Within the WWE. Confrontation was a declaration of independence, a message not only to Heyman but to the entire WWE Universe. Solo Sikoa was done being a pawn in Roman Reigns' game. His journey, his path, was no longer going to be dictated by the whims of the tribal chief or his cunning advisor. This bold move set the stage for a power struggle within the bloodline, with Sikoa poised to challenge the established order. As Heyman stood in stunned silence, Sikoa delivered the final blow. "Tell Roman, I'm done waiting." The message was clear. Sikoa was ready to take control, to forge his path, even if it meant standing against his own family. The implications of this statement reverberated through the WWE Universe, leaving fans and commentators alike speculating about the future of the bloodline. Roman Reigns, known for his iron-fisted control over the bloodline, won't take kindly to this act of defiance. The idea of one of his most trusted allies turning against him threatens the very foundation of his reign. The fallout from Sikoa's confrontation with Heyman will undoubtedly lead to a dramatic shift in the power dynamics of the bloodline. Reigns' reaction. Reigns' reaction to Sikoa's rebellion is bound to be explosive. The tribal chief is not one to tolerate insubordination. The next episode of SmackDown will likely see Reigns addressing the situation, perhaps calling out Sikoa publicly or orchestrating a backstage ambush to remind Sikoa of his place. Heyman's role. Paul Heyman, always the master strategist, will have to navigate this delicate situation carefully. His loyalty to Reigns is unwavering, but he's also a survivalist, capable of shifting allegiances if it means self-preservation. How Heyman maneuvers through this conflict could determine the fate of the bloodline. The Usos' position. Sikoa's rebellion may also force the Usos to choose sides. Their allegiance to Reigns has been tested before, and Sikoa's actions could further strain these relationships. The Usos' decision will be critical in shaping the future of the bloodline. Sikoa versus Reigns. A direct feud between Sikoa and Reigns could culminate in a high-stakes match, possibly at a major pay-per-view. This battle for control of the bloodline would be a marquee attraction, drawing in fans with the promise of intense family drama and top-tier wrestling. A new faction. Sikoa could form his own faction, bringing in disgruntled members or new recruits to challenge the bloodline's dominance. This faction warfare would add a fresh dynamic to SmackDown, revitalizing the brand's storytelling. Heyman's betrayal. Heyman's loyalty to Reigns could be tested, leading to a potential betrayal. Aligning with Sikoa would be a shocking twist, positioning Heyman as the architect of the bloodline's internal collapse. The Usos' turn. The Usos siding with Sikoa against Reigns would be a dramatic shift, leading to a civil war within the bloodline. This angle could explore themes of loyalty, family bonds, and the struggle for identity within a powerful legacy. Solo Sikoa's confrontation with Paul Heyman marks a turning point for the bloodline. This act of defiance sets the stage for an explosive storyline that could redefine the faction's future and the landscape of WWE. Roman Reigns, the once untouchable tribal chief, now faces a challenge from within, one that threatens to upend his reign. As the WWE Universe eagerly awaits the next chapter, the question remains, how will Roman Reigns respond to this rebellion? And what does the future hold for the bloodline? One thing is certain, Solo Sikoa's message has been sent, and the fallout will be nothing short of monumental.